Thank you, Chairman. Admiral, congrats on your nomination. Look forward to our meeting tomorrow in the office. You know, in the One Big Beautiful Bill, it provided $24.6 million of investment in the Coast Guard. And this included $266 million in funds for long-range unmanned aircraft systems. So, Admiral, if confirmed, how will you use the new UAS assets to more effectively perform the Coast Guard's missions, especially in drug and migrant interdictions?
Senator, thank you for the question. So we are looking at what the spend plan will be, which assets we will purchase for the investment of long-range unmanned aerial systems. I think, as you know, we've operated for over a decade with Customs and Border Protection, part of a joint program office on the MQ-9 aircraft, but we're looking at other solutions as well. We're currently prototyping one off of San Diego that's proving very effective. It's a bit shorter range, it's a longer range, but it's not quite as long range as the MQ-9. So we're looking at different options to be able to move at speed and scale and deliver that capability.
Is that some sort of a clean sheet design, or is that an existing UAS?
It's an existing UAS, Senator.
Okay, understood. I had a recent informative, very good visit with the ALC, or the Aviation Logistics Center in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Very proud of what they do there. You know, that's the only depot-level aviation maintenance facility, as I understand it, in the Coast Guard. The One Big Beautiful Bill, it included $2.2 billion for depot-level maintenance facilities, as well as $3.4 billion for new MH-60 helicopters and C-130J airplanes. How might these investments impact the ALC and the Coast Guard aviation fleet?
Thank you, Senator. Coast Guard aviation engineers are the best in the world, and our largest concentration of them is right there at Aviation Logistics Center in Eastern North Carolina, Elizabeth City. And so the investment in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, ALC, or the Logistics Center, will be key to that. First, we've already spent up to $80 million in the depot-level maintenance line item to fund current readiness gaps, and that includes restocking the inventory control point of critical parts for our fixed and rotary wing aircraft, and that's located right there in Elizabeth City. But as we talk about the acquisition of up to 40 MH-60 helicopters and 6 C-130Js, the depot-level maintenance, even some of the missionization that's required, and the support to that will happen right there in Elizabeth City at our location.
Very good, thank you. I want to talk about some of your disaster response a little bit. So Hurricane Helene devastated Western North Carolina, and we're still working on the recovery efforts there. But in the immediate aftermath of the storm, about 14 months ago, Coast Guard responded, and as I understand it, you all saved about 21 lives across the Southeast. So excellent work there. Can you talk a little bit about Coast Guard's disaster response capabilities, particularly when you're responding to something that's more of an inland disaster?
Yes, Senator, thank you. And it was very difficult to watch the devastating impact of Helene in Western North Carolina. So our inland flood response capabilities and disaster response capabilities are in a number of ways. First of all, we use our helicopters and air crews to be able to fly over inland areas, particularly where a state needs assistance. We have authority, Coast Guard authority, to be able to provide that assistance when requested. So a good example of that was the terrible flooding on the 4th of July last year in Central Texas, where we responded, as the Chairman Cruz said, and successfully rescued people. For our response in Helene, most of that, the rescues of the 21, were closer along the Gulf Coast, but we did have a helicopter that went up and supported the National Guard and their rescue efforts in Western North Carolina. We also operate small skiffs that are powered by an outboard motor that are used for inland flooding areas, and those are available in a rapidly deployable mode if requested for disaster response.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time today and look forward to meeting soon. Chairman?
Thank you, Senator.